Good afternoon. My name is Howard Tipton, St. Lucie County Administrator. This is our noon briefing for Tuesday, September the 12th, and this will likely be our last briefing regarding the impacts of Hurricane Irma on the St. Lucie County community. We have a number of visitors, regular visitors, standing behind me, and I will allow them to speak as soon as I give you this update from the Emergency Operations Center. This will, as I said, this is likely our last update, and that's the good news. That doesn't mean that we're all done. It just means that we won't be operating or reporting from here. We now, as everybody pretty much understands, we have two issues. We have power and we have standing water. Currently, 76,000 customers in St. Lucie County are without power. FPL and FPUA are reporting that they have restored more than 55,000 customers and are diligently working to restore the remaining outages. If you've been in and around the community, you've seen the trucks, and they are everywhere, and so that's the great news. Well, I can't give you the specific time frame for the rest of the restoration. They are working with maximum capacity right now, and so there's nothing left that's remaining or on the sidelines. Everything is in play, and it will be restored as quickly and as safely as it is possible. The other big issue, especially for Central and North County, has been water, both in the rivers and in standing water. We've seen a number of areas along 25th Street, around 5 Mile Creek, Lakewood Park, Buchanan Drive, and Indian River States that have considerable water. The water is moving out. We've already seen the draining. But it takes time to drain 20 inches of water. And so that's what we received, and so you just have to be patient. Traffic updates. Indian River Drive is closed from Citrus Bridge to Savannah Road in Fort Pierce. Indian River Drive is also closed from Walton Road to the South County line. Brock Smith Road South in Fort Pierce has been closed due to a washout. 25th Street is closed between Forest Grove Middle School and Fort Pierce Central High School. Orange Avenue to Schuman Road also closed. There are several things that we continue to ask the public. If you go out, please remember that all intersections without power are four-way stops. So pull to a complete stop, look to your right, make sure that everybody else is also paying attention, because you may be the one watching and the others not. I've seen that again this morning. And so just be careful as you approach those intersections. Many of the intersections now are running on generator power, which is great. I think there are only a couple that don't have generators, and so just be careful, four-way stops. And again, if you come to an intersection or a roadway that is flooded, it is better to turn around than to try and go through it, especially if you've got a lower vehicle. So turn around, don't drown. St. Lucie County residents can now report storm damage to their homes and businesses using the My St. Lucie mobile app. With the app, simply select the storm damage request type or access it on the website stlucieco.gov/mystlucie. That's stlucieco.gov/mystlucie. Reporting flooding damage to your home or business is critical in our efforts to accurately assess the county's damage to the state. We roll up our numbers to the state then rolls those up to the federal government. So our information and getting that up quickly is important, and we need your help. Submitting your damage either through the app or by calling the public information line, which is 772-460-HELP or 4357, which is going to remain open until 8 p.m. tonight. All of that information coming in will be logged into the system. We appreciate your assistance. For cleanup and recovery, the St. Lucie County's landfill opened this morning and business as usual, normal business hours. Waste Pro, I've already seen a number of their trucks going around our community, and so they are begin normal trash pickup and recycling pickup today, except for those residents on Indian River Drive because of the road closure. And we have worked to place a dumpster at the end of the road there, and so you can take your trash to that and it will be picked up from there. That's at Indian River Drive and Walton Road on Tuesday morning. Additionally, residents cleaning up vegetative debris are urged to stack debris in their yard and not on the road. That's in your yard and not on the road. Also, do not stack debris near or in front of fire hydrants or utility poles I hope that's an obvious reason. Be sure to separate yard and vegetative debris from household waste and refuse. Do not put yard vegetative debris in bags. Just stack it up in a pile and we will pick it up. All right. When we talk about scamming, remember that we have a lot of people out there that are going to be coming to your house and they're going to be offering assistance. They may ask for a deposit. Please do not give them a deposit. There's a number of great organizations to work with. The Treasure Coast Home Builders Association is one. Better Business Bureau keeps lists of people, but if they're showing up, especially if they're showing up with out-of-state plates, do not do business with them. Just say, thank you very much. I think I'll get three other quotes and move on. But if you don't give them you're not going to see your money. You're going to get taken. So just don't do it. The Florida Department of Health in St. Lucie County urges residents to avoid walking or playing in floodwaters to avoid illness from bacteria or electrocution. Additionally, please be sure to tip and toss standing water to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. With a good wind, we get the mosquitoes blown out of the area, and it's amazing how quickly they can come right back. And so please, let's get rid of some standing water. All of the St. Lucie County's general population shelters and pet-friendly shelter have been deactivated, and those residents have been released back to their homes. The county's special needs shelter at the Fenn Center is still in the process of being demobilized. We still have a number of clients there. And basically the issue there is they need power in order to go back to their residences, and so we're waiting for power to be restored. Those residents that have been displaced because of Hurricane Irma are being sheltered at the Percy Peak Gym at 2902 Avenue D in Fort Pierce, thanks to the assistance from American Red Cross and the City of Fort Pierce in St. Lucie County. As of this morning at 9 a.m., donations are currently being accepted at the Mustard Seed location, and they are located at 3130 South U.S. Highway 1, Fort Pierce, and will continue during all weekdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Some of the items that are being requested, and for the most part, because of the blessing that we received, because we didn't get a direct impact, donations, financial donations are going to be encouraged because people are looking for housing assistance, rental assistance, utility assistance. But we also have some needs for some of the basic supplies, and so let me just go over those real quick with you. Diapers of all sizes, wipes, water, cleaning supplies as people get back into their houses, cleaning supplies, gloves, think about plastic gloves for your hands, buckets, baby food, and formula. Those are going to be at the Mustard Seed location at 3130 South U.S. Highway 1 in Fort Pierce. Now to update you on the current government closures, both the St. Lucie County Tax Collector's Office will be closed through Wednesday. That's through Wednesday. St. Lucie Public Schools, as well as John Carroll High School and St. Anastasia Catholic School, also closed through Wednesday. St. Lucie County government offices, libraries, and facilities, including the Property Appraiser's Office, Sheriff's Office, will be open on Wednesday, September 13th. I did speak to the City of Fort Pierce this morning. They are hoping to be open for business on Wednesday, and Port St. Lucie, the City of Port St. Lucie, is actually open today. Much of the determination for office openings is based on power, and that's the same issue, especially for the schools. As I mentioned, our St. Lucie County Emergency Operations Center remains at level 1 activation through today. We will be taking that down to level 2 starting at 5 p.m. this evening. If you need additional information or have something to report, 772-460-HELP or 460-4357. That will be open until 8 p.m. today. And I think that just about wraps up my remarks. I want to thank our residents for their cooperation in this effort. It has been a total team effort, and I want to thank the people that are standing behind me, our responders out in the field, the people that are working here in the Emergency Operations Center. I think our number one goal was your safety, and I think we have achieved that. We didn't want to lose anybody, and I don't believe we did. And so as we've talked, we can rebuild anything, but we can't replace you. And so we thank you for your work and working with us, and our thanks to everybody, our state, our federal partners, everybody. It's been a team effort. And so with that, let me turn it over to the folks behind me and allow them to share their message.
Mr. Tipton, thank you, and thank you for your leadership through this process. As you mentioned, things are getting better, and you all have commented. I'm shaved and showered, and I know you appreciate that. So things are better for the first time in 3 days. As of noon today, North and South Hutchinson Islands are officially open. The personnel that have been manning the bridges as well as the county lines are vacating that, so there'll be access to the islands. But don't mistake that for a weakness to go out there and do criminal acts. The Fort Pierce Police Department and the Sheriff's Office are increasing patrols on the islands and will continue that. And my advice to you, don't test us because you'll end up sheltered in our jail. Finally, did Mr. Tipton mention it? Scammers. They are already here. I just passed one this morning. Ohio tag with 2 ladders on his roof, and I know he's here to scam someone. If, in fact, someone shows up uninvited to your home asking you for repair work, he's there to scam you. The best asset that you could have right now is the Treasure Coast Builders Association. You can go to their website at treasurecoastba.com. It has a list of all of their licensed, insured, and reputable local contractors that you can utilize. I have a phone number here for them. It's 772-336-8222. Repeating, 772-336-8222. This group here, the last thing we want to have happen is you scammed out of your life savings after the storm. I want to again thank each and every one of you for your patience and cooperation over these past several days. I know it's been trying. Your help has made our work much easier. And I also want to thank the heroes, first responders that have been out there day in and day out. You know, these men and women have left their families and have come out and do anything that we've asked of them. They've been flexible, and they've been there to ensure your safety and make sure that no one has been injured or even killed during this event. God bless you all. We're here for you, not only now, but forever. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm State Representative Gail Harrell, and I'm here to give you a little bit of the state perspective. First of all, I want to say thank you to St. Lucie County and say what a marvelous job everyone here has done, both at the EOC and also all our first responders. And you as citizens of St. Lucie County, I think we have come through this amazingly well. The state of Florida had a major event. This is the largest hurricane that has ever hit the state of Florida. We've had stronger hurricanes, but nothing of this impact. Every single county in the state of Florida has been impacted by this storm. And now that we go into recovery mode, the number one thing all of us need is patience. Patience. Across the state, we are dealing with power outages. We had 12 million citizens, 12 million households across the state out of electricity for several days. We are now down to 6.2, so we are making major progress, and we are dealing with this across the state. FP&L locally and all our power companies have done an amazing job. We have 28 states who are participating with us, who are bringing in resources to assist us. You've probably seen some of those big trucks coming down the highway. If not yet, you soon will. When you look at trying to deal with outages across a state as large as Florida, where every county county has been impacted, it is a very monumental job. Others are concerned about gasoline and fuel. This is another impact across the state of Florida as people start coming back. Please, again, patience is the key word. Gas Buddy is your friend. Check Gas Buddy to make sure that you go into a station and they do have gas. The port of Everglades is not yet open in the channel. The interior port is open. Trucks are being refueled from existing storage on the port. The interior port is open, and we are fueling trucks. Florida Power and Light Florida Highway Patrol and local law enforcement are escorting those tankers, trucks to local destinations. So we make sure we get that fuel moving across the state. The Port of Tampa, which Fort Pierce is usually fueled out of, is also, the interior port is open. They are using gasoline from the existing tanks. We have ships sitting off the coast, ready to come in as soon as the Coast Guard clears and make sure that channel is open. So we anticipate by late afternoon that they will be doing that and that we will have fuel coming again directly into those two ports that impact us here on the Treasure Coast. But I just want to say thank you to all the citizens of St. Lucie County for everything you have all done to assist in this major, major disaster that has to assist us in making sure you are safe. As we go forward, again, God bless you and have patience. Thank you.
Hello, Diane Hobley-Burney, Fort Pierce Police Department. On behalf of Mayor Linda Hudson, City Manager Nicholas Mims, and our City Commission, we want to say thank you to all our residents for all the things that you've done and got us through this safe, as we progress through this terrible event safely. We are so blessed. We are just so blessed that we overcome this storm. Now we're going through the recovery aspect. We are also asking that please keep your home and stuff clear of debris and follow the directions that you have been given. Our public works are out there. We're cleaning our streets to make sure it's safe, but we still have a number of areas that are flooded. We are assisting Red Cross and assisting other people that are in flood zones to try and get them to shelter and things like that. We are addressing emergency calls in those areas as well. And more importantly, people of South Beach, please know that we are patrolling your area extremely carefully, cautiously. People that are in the area that is not familiar to us, or if you see someone that's not familiar to you, please give us a call and get these people identified so that we will be able to address those situations. We want you to know that we are doing our best to keep our city safe, and we want to thank all the men and women of the city of Fort Pierce who have put their hearts in getting our city back together. So thank you so much, and God bless.
Good afternoon, State Representative Larry Lay Jr. First, I'd like to expound on what Mr. Tipton mentioned about the scammers. One of the oldest scams that they will do is they will come to your house, particularly if they notice roof damage. They will come there with a tarp, and they will tell you that we want to mitigate your damage by putting this tarp over your house. And it's going to sound very logical because it makes sense. And they will tell you to give them a deposit, and they will put the tarp on, and once they do a survey of the entire community, you will be at the front of the list. So don't fall for that scam. Also, would like to mention that I've been in constant contact with FP&L and FPUA. FP&L has done a great job. This is the first time they have been impacted in all 35 counties that they do business in. So it's really a test to their system. But I could tell you, I'm really impressed with what, as of yesterday, there were up to about 120,000 residents in St. Lucie County without power. It went down yesterday evening from about 88,000, and just prior to this meeting, we're down to 59,000. So they are moving. Fort Pierce Utilities Authority, I spoke with John Tompek. They had a crew of about 40 people that came in from Michigan last night. So you're going to be seeing more trucks on the road. So just be patient. What they're doing, there's a strategy. And the strategy is to put the hospitals and some of the critical need places back in business first. I spoke to Mr. Tompek. I know some of you have had some concerns about the Florida Community Health Center and also the walk-in clinics. Some of those were not energized yesterday, but they're going to be working on that. There were problems with the grid. There was some salt water that got on some of them and prevented them from being energized. FEMA is on the ground. We had a ton of trucks out here yesterday. They are being mobilized. And also, I can't say enough about this team that is standing behind us. Representative Harrell and I, we're going to do all that we can from the state level to see that we get assistance. And just this morning, I had a call from a local CPA regarding the tax filing deadline of September 15th for business owners. And we have asked the governor and the governor's staff, they're working on that as we speak right now with the Internal Revenue Service as well as Senator Nelson's office to see if we could get that, and I'm quite sure they're going to do that, declare the presidential emergency to allow those business owners ample time to file those taxes and extension. And in closing, I'll just like to thank this team for what it has done. And you have a great group of people here in St. Lucie County. I can't thank Howard Tipton and Ron Parrish enough for the work that they've done. And you look in their eyes and you can see Howard, about 4 or 5 days ago, he didn't have bags, but he can attest to you how hard he's been working out here. And so just be patient with us. We're going to come through this together, but just be careful out there and stay safe. And God bless you all.
Good afternoon. John Bolduck, Port St. Lucie Police Department. On behalf of the mayor, the city council, and the entire staff of the city of Port St. Lucie, I'd like to thank the residents for your patience and your cooperation during this ordeal. We're going to ask for a little more patience, though, because we still have a very large number of residents without power in the city. We also have traffic lights on generators, and we have lift stations in our utility system on generators. Yeah. The good news, gas stations around the city are opening, and they do have fuel. The home improvement building businesses are opening, and the grocery stores are opening. So life is starting to return to normal. The utility and public works are working hard on getting everything back online in the city, and they're beginning to clean up the debris. So the last thing I want to just reiterate is the scammers. If someone comes to your door and you haven't invited them there and they're trying to help you with a myriad of issues that you may be having, go ahead and call 911 if you're not sure, and we'll come out and we'll help you sort through whether or not they need to be trusted. Thank you and stay safe.
Good afternoon, Buddy Emerson, Fire Chief. I want to echo some of the comments that you heard here. We really want to thank the citizens for helping yourselves so that it helps us keep you safe through an emergency like this. Apparently you have been listening. We haven't addressed or gone on any carbon monoxide poisoning related calls, so the information on generator use obviously got out to you, and we want to reiterate that today. Please, if you're on portable generator power, keep that generator out of the garage, away from the home, at least 10 feet from the home, and away from any windows or openings. And refuel it after it's cooled outside of the building as well. We know that people will be out cleaning up your yards, picking up debris. Please be careful with that too. Extension ladders and pole saws in combination with power lines don't mix very well. Please be safe out there on your roofs and anywhere in your yard and picking up debris and hauling it to the road. The fire district is back in normal operations. Normal emergency services are being provided as we speak. The district did not have to cease operations during the storms. We kept operations going. We normally on a typical day we answer between 130 and 180 emergency calls. During that 2-day period of the storm, the 10th and 11th, we had 550 calls, and only 30 of those resulted in a delayed response. We responded to everything. Now, with the capability of the MRAP in cooperation with the Sheriff's Departments, Sheriff Department personnel, we were able to continue operations even through the height of the storm. We are going to expand that concept now as we go forward. We'll critique what went well and what didn't and where we can improve. We'll all have lessons to be learned, and we've learned now that that concept does work. I've spoken to Police Chief Hobley Burney. I've spoken to Police Chief Bolduck, and we're going to expand that concept with our law enforcement partners so that we can continue operations on a wider scale next time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Clint Sperber, County Health Officer. So to discuss safety and from a medical perspective, I know Representative Lee said that one of the major priorities for FP&L is to assure that our critical medical facilities are open. All of our dialysis centers, we got in touch with all 6 of them. They are open, they are operational. There was all 3 hospitals we mentioned before, they have been in service throughout the storm. they are all doing very well as we would hope. So they are accepting clients, and everything seems to be going well with them. Mr. Tipton did take some of my thunder with the tip and toss with mosquito prevention with all the water, and we definitely want to reiterate that as well. Now, in addition to our fence center and our special needs shelter, that we are in the process of demobilizing that, and essentially we still have approximately 190 clients there, and it is very critical that power is restored so that we can get back to normal operations here. From our vulnerable population perspective, our Department of Health staff, what they have started to do in the community is, from a vulnerable population, we are inspecting our 38 mobile home parks in the county. We are reaching out to the regulated public drinking water systems to assess their status and provide information for proper disinfection procedures and sampling. Other schedule assessments include our large adult living facilities, public and private school food service facilities, and locating and assessing food stations as they begin operations, if they begin operations. Thank you.
Is that the other phone ringing now? Maybe it's over there.
That concludes our prepared remarks. Are there any questions for us?
We missed you while you were gone, by the way.
All right. Again, I just want to extend our gratitude to everybody that's been involved. It's certainly a storm that impacted everybody, and everybody responded so well, and that's why we're safe. I do want to mention two things real quick on how can you help peace. We talked about Mustard Seed and their ability to accept donations. I want to let you know that the New York Mets have reached out and are looking to do something in New York for our community. We're their spring training home, as you well know, and so we are looking at support for Safer St. Lucie, which is an organization that helps with transitional housing. It gets people out of bad situations that may be flooded or damaged and into housing that is ready and available to them. And so we will be working with the New York Mets to get that message out, and look forward to those resources coming to our community as well. Lots of people want to help, all for a good cause. If you've been blessed and not damaged, I encourage you to be a part of that solution as well. So with that, we are now going to do our translation. First, we will ask Gustavo Vilches to come up. Gustavo, I want you to know, he's part of our emergency management team, new member of our team. You sign up and you get excited about storm events like this when you're in his business and in this profession. But I want to let you know that he has just been outstanding in his first run with us. We appreciate his leadership and direction, and as Representative Lee also recognized our Public Safety Director, Ron Parrish. Without his leadership and vision, our ability to perform as we have, we would just not have been able to do it, and so I thank both of them. I also want to thank, again, Officer Evans from the Fort Pierce Police Department for his help with the Creole translation as well. So with that, Gustavo.
Thank you, Mr. Tipton. It's very appreciated. It's wonderful to work with a great group here and a wonderful team. Buenas tardes, soy Gustavo Vilches, administrador de emergencias para el Condado de San Lucie. Queríamos darle el último boletín de este impacto del huracán Irma. Primero, queremos agradecerle a nuestra comunidad, a todas las agencias que han trabajado con nosotros por toda la colaboración y la cooperación, y también nuestra comunidad por ser paciente. Le vamos a preguntar, por favor, o le vamos le vamos a preguntar que por favor sigan teniendo paciencia, porque nuestros equipos están trabajando afuera y estamos restaurando la electricidad y por el resto de la comunidad. Con eso le queremos dar la siguiente información. Hay dos cosas que estamos restaurando y estamos buscando cómo recuperar. Primero, estamos restaurando la electricidad. Hay varias interrupciones. Y segundo, hay varias inundaciones que se han reportado por el resto del condado. Primero, queremos decirle que hemos restaurado desde las 11 de la mañana se ha reportado se ha reportado que desde las 11 de la mañana 76,000 clientes de San Lucy no tienen electricidad. La FPL y la FPUA están reportando que han restaurado más de 55,000 clientes y siguen trabajando para restaurar todas estas interrupciones. No podemos decirle ahora que cuándo vamos a restaurar toda la electricidad, pero estamos mejorando. Otra vez queremos recordarle que por favor tengan paciencia. Seguimos trabajando duro para restaurar la electricidad por todo el condado. Ahora con las inundaciones. Hay varias áreas que todavía están cerradas porque hay bastante inundación y agua. Primero, la calle 25 es cerca de 5 Mile Creek, en la área de Lakewood Park, el área de Buchanan Drive, en la área de Indian River Estates. Todavía en esa área hay bastante inundación. El agua parece que ya se está bajando y se ha reportado que hemos recibido durante este incidente 20 pulgadas de lluvia que han pasado en las últimas 72 horas. Ahora queremos darle información sobre el tránsito. Estas intersecciones todavía están cerradas. La intersección de Indian River Drive, desde Citrus Bridge hasta Savannah Road, en la ciudad de Fort Pierce. También Indian River Drive está cerrada desde Walton Road hasta South County Line. También está cerrada el área de Brocksmith Road South en la ciudad de Fort Pierce porque hay bastante agua. La calle 25 está cerrada entre Forest Grove Middle School, la escuela Forest Grove, y entre la escuela secundaria Fort Pierce Central High School. Y también esta área está cerrada, Orange Avenue hasta Schumann Road. Hay varias cosas que les seguimos preguntando o diciéndole que por favor tengan paciencia, porque otra vez estas intersecciones están llenas de agua. Queremos recordarles que cuando vea agua en una intersección, que por favor no pase por esa intersección que está llena de agua. También, si va por una intersección que no hay semáforo y se han puesto 4 paradas, por favor, use las reglas de tránsito cuando pase por estas paradas. También le queremos preguntar a toda nuestra comunidad que por favor reporten algún tipo de inundación y lo pueden usar con este sistema app que tenemos que se llama My St. Lucie Mobile App. Usted puede encontrar este app en el sitio web de St. Lucie y es www.stlucieco.gov// My St. Lucie. Otra vez, www.stluciso.gov// My St. Lucie. Usando esta aplicación, usted puede subir fotos de inundación por su casa y cualquier otra destrucción. Estamos buscando y reportar qué áreas han estado más impactadas. Ahora, queremos informarle sobre la restauración que estamos haciendo. Se ha limpiado bastantes áreas del condado. El relleno sanitario, o sea, el landfill, ya está abierto y ha resumido las horas regulares. La compañía Waste Pro ya está recogiendo basura y residuos de reciclar. La única excepción es que los residentes en Indian River Drive no se puede recoger esa basura porque hay bastante en agua. Pero tenemos una solución temporánea. Waste Pro ha puesto un contenedor de basura grande en la esquina de Indian River Drive y Walton Road desde esta mañana. Los residentes de esta área pueden traer su basura a este contenedor hasta que las calles ya se puedan abrir. y toda esta basura se puede botar en el contenedor durante las horas regulares que se recoge la basura. En adición, cuando estén limpiando los residuos de su casa, le pedimos que por favor separen la vegetación con la basura. Por favor, no ponga todos estos residuos de basura enfrente de boca de incendios o postes de utilidad. Usted puede poner la basura afuera, pero por favor no la ponga en la calle. Esto bloquea a nuestros servicios. Por favor, no ponga la vegetación en bolsas. Usted la puede poner o la puede organizar afuera, enfrente de su casa. Ahora tenemos otra información de estafadores. Se ha reportado que hay bastantes estafadores pasando por este condado. Tenga bastante cuidado con estas personas. Solamente le recomendamos que llame a contratistas licenciados. Una de las cosas que se ha reportado es que los estafadores vienen a su casa, le ven su casa y le dicen que el techo está malo, le quieren poner o cubrir el techo y de eso comienzan a pedirle más dinero. Le recomendamos que para buscar licenciados contratistas, usted puede ir al sitio web del Treasure Coast Builders Association. La asociación tiene una lista de contratistas licenciados que usted puede usar. Ahora información sobre el Departamento de Salud. El Departamento de Salud le urge que por favor no tenga a los niños jugando en aguas o en charcos. Porque estos charcos traen bastante bacteria y como hay líneas tumbadas, ellos se pueden electrocutar. También, por favor, cualquier recipiente que tenga agua, bote el agua afuera para prevenir que vengan mosquitos. Ahora, queremos darle información sobre los refugios. Todos los refugios generales ya están cerrados. El refugio para personas con necesidades especiales en el centro FEN todavía está en el proceso de estar deactivado. Los residentes que han estado desamparados por el impacto del huracán Irma, le hemos dado un refugio al gimnasio Percy Peak, que está localizado en la 2902 Avenue D en la ciudad de Fort Pierce. Le damos muchas gracias a la Cruz Roja, a la ciudad de Fort Pierce y al condado por trabajar juntos para poner este refugio temporáneo. Ahora queremos dar la información de donaciones. Desde las 9 de esta mañana se ha reportado que esta compañía Mustard Seed, que está localizada en el 3130 South US Highway 1 en la ciudad de Fort Pierce, va a aceptar donaciones, pero solamente estamos buscando cierto tipo de donaciones. El Mustard Seed está abierto de las 9 hasta la 1 y va a seguir trabajando en esas horas durante la semana, recogiendo este tipo de donaciones. Y esto es lo que estamos buscando. Primero, pañales de todo tipo, baby wipes, agua, equipo para limpiar, cubos de plásticos, fórmula para infantes, para niños, y eso es lo que van a recoger durante esas horas. Ahora queremos dar la información de las oficinas del gobierno que están cerradas y las que están abiertas. Ok, primero queremos decirlo que todas las oficinas de San Lucie van a estar abiertas mañana, 13 de septiembre. Y estas oficinas todavía van a estar cerradas. La oficina del Tax Collector va a estar cerrada hasta el miércoles 13 de septiembre. Todas las escuelas públicas incluyendo la escuela de John Carroll High School, San Anastasia Escuela Católica, van a estar cerradas el miércoles 13 de septiembre. Todas las bibliotecas, lugares del condado, el property appraiser, la oficina de nuestro alguacil, van a estar abiertas mañana, miércoles 13 de septiembre. El Centro de Emergencia de Operaciones todavía está en alta activación, que es nivel 1, hasta hoy. Si quiere llamar por información del huracán Irma y los recursos que tenemos, por favor llame a la línea pública que tenemos abierta, que es 772-460-HELP, H-E-L-P. Voy a decir otra vez, 772-460-4357. Las líneas públicas van a estar abiertas hasta las 8 p.m. Los residentes también le requerimos o le preguntamos que por favor baje el St. Lucie app para reportar las inundaciones cerca de sus casas. Se ha reportado que nosotros no podemos ir inmediatamente en varias áreas inundadas porque el agua está muy alta. Entonces, esto es lo que le preguntamos a ustedes, que nos ayuden a reportar esto. Y también, si ven intersecciones que están inundadas, también repórtenle en el app. Por favor, no llame al 911, a menos que sea una emergencia. Otra vez, usted puede reportar esto en el St. Lucie app o puede llamar a la línea pública. Okay. Entonces, con eso le reportamos todo. Quería asegurarme que todo esté reportado. Y queremos darle muchas gracias a nuestra comunidad, a nuestras agencias que han colaborado todos juntos por ayudarnos y mantener toda la comunidad segura. Muchas gracias.
Chief, I want to thank you and also EOC staff for allowing me to relay this information in Creole to our citizens. Bonsoir tout le monde. Non, moi c'est Evan Saint-Hilien et moi travaille pour Fort Pierce Police Department. Nous venons après-midi comme la dernière fois pour nous avoir plus d'informations que sur un cyclone Irma qui était passé. Dernière information, ça, n'a fait un pile progrès dans le county, ça. Nous gagnons deux problèmes seulement qui nous abdil ensemble avec les dans situation ça. Premier problème c'est problème courant. Côté que nous toujours gagnons moun dans communauté qui pas gain courant. Pendant aujourd'hui nous gagnons 76 000 customers qui pas gain courant. Ça veut dire clients ça yo courant ça yo ou bien business yo pas gain courant. Et puis nous gagnons 55 000 moun qui gain courant côté que FPL avec FPUA yo travaille diligemment pour yo ka nous courant dans county. Puis l'autre problème encore nous gagnons c'est parce que l'eau te gagne plus de l'eau dans county. L'eau ça au cause que gagne pile erreur qui arrive le moun a conduit yo pas réaliser que gagner de l'eau et puis de l'eau a semblé vraiment que li petit mais l'on conduit entre là-dedans li ou ka gen problème et gen de l'eau toujours qui ka gen courant so yo mandé pour nous prudent dans ce sens ça. Nous gagne quelques informations à bas sur le trafic, côté que il y a plusieurs routes qui fermées. Nous t'ai dit ça, route ça c'est dans Citrus Bridge là, dans Savannah Road là, dans Fort Pierce là, dans Walton Road, dans County Line là, jusqu'à dans Brooksmith Road là, qui est dans Fort Pierce, avec street qui est dans 25e là, qui bord Forest Grove Middle School là, dans High School Central. Route ça yo fermé pendant ma parle ensemble avec vous. S'il vous plaît, nous demandons pour prendre un pile précaution là où dans la rue, côté que pas de lumière dans intersection yo, nous mettons ça nous les traffic stop. Là où ça dans quatre directions, nous demandons pour aller prudent dans ce sens ça pour ne pas gagner plus de problèmes ou bien accidents pour nous éviter ça. Si vous avez un générateur, nous demandons que pour mettre le générateur dehors, pas mettre le dans le garage ou bien dans le patio. Mettez-le dehors et puis côté que pour ne pas prendre toxique pour entrer dans le corps pour les gens qui travaillent pour le health department plus de problèmes. Vous pouvez reporter dommage ou bien dans le caillou ou bien dans le business ou dans le website ça qui c'est www.stlucie.gov www.stlucie.gov et puis vous mettez St. Lucie derrière, My St. Lucie derrière lui. Soit allez dans le website là, vous avez toute information. Nous avons pile, ça va les clean up, nous clean la Rio avec landfill qui est dans le county, côté que vous ouvrez pour opération. Si vous avez débris, n'importe damage ou un pied bois ou n'importe l'autre garbage, yo moun sa yo travaille dans le county diligemment et puis yo ramasser tout garbage ça yo. Si vous avez branche bois ou coupé ou bien n'importe ça nous les grasslands ou coupé li en zeb, mettez-li dans coin, pas mettez-li dans la rue et puis pour moun yo ka gen access puis yo ka prend yo pour nous besoin reparler sur question de monde qui contracteur qui sorti dans l'autre state qui vient dans Florida fait un pile attention les vini puis yo pas passer sous demander pour licence ou gen problème ou pas comprendre on bagay relé 911 police ou bien law enforcement y a vini autorité a vini na vinn ba ou un pile information pour nous vérifier identification moun sa yo parce que y a vinn prend information y a vinn passer sous yo dit que non moun qui travaille pour the Florida Health Department moun sa yo dit que pour nous prendre pile précaution avec de l'eau que n'a boire de l'eau sa yo ka contaminé et puis pas entrer dans de l'eau ça yo sale yo ka prend maladie yo gen ça nous les moustiques nan yo qui ka ba ou la fièvre ou bien toutes sortes de maladies prend pile précaution pas entrer dans de l'eau ça yo nous gagnons quelques ça nous les shelters which is kind nous utilisé pour nous ka mettre monde qui était victime yo monde qui était pas de côté côté dominant sens à la de Eric tout shelter ça yo qui enfermé nous dans process mettez moun yo back la caillou et puis pour aller reprendre la vie yo seulement ça nous shelter qui fait center li toujours dans opération pour moun qui gagne problème physique que nous toujours aider mais nous travaillons diligemment pour nous réduire le nombre de monde qui gagnent dans shelter ça yo nous gagne quelques monde nous te relocate qui été dans gagne monde qui sorti dans Sebo Chess gagne monde qui sorti de l'autre côté monde ça nous travaillons ensemble avec un Red Cross avec l'autre EOC avec tout l'autre département yo que nous mettons moun sa yo dans 29e Street dans Avenue D en Fort Pierce que adresse là c'est 2902 Avenue D c'est là moun sa yo et puis n'a provide n'a bayo en pile aide que yo besoin nous non si vraiment que ou besoin donation au cabane nous donation nous gain côté au cabane parce que n'a prend donation dans 31 30 South US 1 31 30 South US 1 que si c'est Monster Seed là au cabane donation là parce que c'est un bagage qui sécure lié et puis pour aider monde qui était victime dans cyclone ou bien hurricane ça. Nous besoin quelques bagages qui importants. Par exemple, nous besoin diapers, nous besoin wipes, nous besoin de l'eau, nous besoin bagages pour nous clean. Nous besoin formula pour baby ou bien pour enfant yo. Si vous vraiment que vous voulez faire une donation, ou ka bailler ça ou dans location ça que m'baille là. Il y a quelques business dans county qui toujours fermé. Par exemple, nous avons tax collector qui fermé jusqu'à mercredi 13 septembre. Nous avons St. Lucie County Schools, John Carroll High School, nous avons St. Anastasia Catholic School, et toute l'école a fermé pour démissionner qui 13 septembre. St. Lucie County opération qui ça nous les IOC et moun sa wè là yo toujours a fonctionner et puis yo gen level pour tout bagay yo can be à level 1 jusqu'ici mais yo pral réduire pour vraiment que parce que situation qui t'en diminuer. So, nous disons merci à tous les Haïtiens qui dans la communauté qui t'étendent des messages là et qui appliquent l'information que nous baillons. Nous demandons que pour t'aider et puis nous demandons pour qu'il n'y ait ni famille ni vous-même là dans la rue prendre pile précaution et puis si vous avez besoin de plus d'informations allez dans le website ou bien relais Fort Pierce Police là Port St. Lucie County et avec mon qui travaille pour le public il a aidé. Merci beaucoup et puis on a rebat information s'il nécessaire encore.
Thank you, Officer St. Leon. Again, our Emergency Operations Center will be going to level 2 activation beginning this evening. That does not mean that we are not working on all the things that we need to restore. We will continue to do that until everything is done. That what it means is that we don't need every aspect of an fully activated Emergency Operations Center. Please check with our social media, both through our cities, through the utilities, and through the county, for further updates, obviously through the media as well. And lastly, I just want to say, as I spoke with the Port St. Lucie City Manager yesterday afternoon, we will begin our after-action reports probably starting next week and then through the following weeks so that we can learn what we can do better next time. And what Russ Blackburn said was, we're going to get it all right, and then we hope we never have to use it again. Thank you, and stay safe.